Wait,
from my
push
car.
him. Why'd you push him?
He was blocking my car door from getting into my car door, and I
He was
wasn't.
blocking your car door.
I
Okay.
said, "You want to sue me? Whatever you want to do,
So
gladly
how did
do."
you push him?
I pushed him. Could I try on you?
Yes, that's
I went,
exactly.
"Please move from my car."
Okay.
Maybe I did a little bit harder. Move from my car.
This is the plaintiff, David Callis. He says he's the victim of a hit and run and is here today seeking justice from the defendant, who's a menace to society. He watched her hit his side view mirror with her shopping cart, and when he confronted her, she pressed on the gas and attempted to run him over. He then fell hard into a parked car, hitting his head. He was rushed to the hospital. His vision is now affected, and he's here suing this insane person for the $405.96 he's owed. This is the defendant, Haya Cohen. She says the plaintiff is the one with a screw loose because not only did he falsely accuse her of damaging his car, he slapped her, then lied to the cops claiming she ran him over. This guy's a lying opportunist seeking one thing and one thing only, money. She's accused of hitting and running.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Millian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated, come to order, please. Litigants have been affirmed, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Callis,
Yes, ma'am.
your car was parked on a street parking, correct?
Correct.
And what did you witness happen?
As I'm approaching my car on the opposite side of the sidewalk, I observed this lady pushing the supermarket cart toward probably her car. Behind my car,
So she's in the middle of the street with the supermarket
she
cart.
was walking on the middle of the street. Not in
Okay.
the middle, but on the
Right,
side, on
right,
the
right.
street itself. And I observed as she adjusted and walked forward, approached my car, that supermarket cart pulled to the right. She hit my mirror and she broke it.
All right, we have a diagram up here. I'd like you to come to it a moment and maybe show me with the cars, and we actually have a little cart replica. So you can make any car you want her car, and then make the other car your car.
Okay.
Take a look
Here's
at where
my-
East
here's
5th,
my
East
car
4th
is-
Avenue M.
That's correct. And the defendant's car over there.
And that car, is that your car behind the defendant's car?
Correct.
Okay, and then you see
No.
where hand him the shopping cart. All
And
right,
she
so
was
tell me what
walking
you saw.
Over here. As she was walking, she hit the mirror.
Okay,
She adjusted the cart and walked to her car.
okay. And then where were you coming out of?
I came out of. Can I draw on this one?
You can draw on it.
Okay.
But you can just tell
This
me.
over here is a supermarket, a huge supermarket. She was ahead of me about a few steps.
You can go ahead and go back to the lectern.
Okay.
So tell me about your first contact with her. You cross the street, and what do you say to her?
I crossed straight to her
And said,
and said, "Ma'am, you just broke the mirror of my car.
and what does
You
she
got
say?
to pay for it."
And what does she say?
And she said, "You are a liar. It's not true. I didn't hit the car." She said, "I didn't hit the mirror." And then she said, "The mirror was broken."
And then what happens?
Then I said, "I will take the video of you and the car, and I will sue you."
Okay.
She came over. She knocked the video, the smartphone off my hand. And
She knocked the smartphone out of your hand?
correct.
How?
She smacked my hand.
Did you drop it?
Yeah.
And did it break?
I can't prove it, but it stopped working properly. I needed to buy another one. I can prove it.
Okay. And then what happened?
Then she loaded the merchandise in her car. She has a SUV. Meanwhile, she hopped in the car, started the engine, and as I'm taking the video, She pulled forward. She hit me
Where did the car hit you?
in my knees.
Okay.
She hit me, and I fell backward. Now, backward
When
means
you fall backwards, do you fall totally on the ground or?
No.
Okay.
there was another car parked in between her car and the other car in front of her.
Okay.
And I fell on that car. And meanwhile, there are spectators, many of them.
Okay.
Some of them started screaming at her, "Ma'am, you can't overrun someone that you don't like." Another one says, "Okay, let's call 911."
Who called 911?
Spectators, I don't know whom.
Okay.
And as I'm taking the video clip on the entire situation and I'm in great pain, she backed off, pulled this away, and ran away.
Okay.
At that moment, the first responders arrived, and they took care of me.
Okay. So did they take you to the hospital?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I see your hospital records?
I'm afraid I don't have it.
Well, what did they do to you at the hospital?
X-ray and medication.
Did they find anything on the x-ray?
They found the damage in my knees.
I'd like to see the x-ray that shows damage to your
They
knee.
never gave it to me. I asked for a couple
All
of
you have to do is ask for it for them to
I
give
asked
it
for
to
it. They never
So
gave
just
it
show
to me.
me the medical reports that you leave the hospital with that talk about damage to your knees being found in an x-ray. While you're looking for that, let me talk to you. What happened?
My trunk was already, I wasn't driving an SUV, I was driving a minivan.
Did you hit his, with your cart, did you hit his mirror?
No. I weigh 120 pounds with
I
my
don't care
clothing.
how much you weigh. You're wielding
and it's
a
a
cart. I've
little-
seen the damage a cart can do. Your
I had
weight is not, and stop being a show-off.
I'm
No,
not
just
a
kidding.
Not a
I
show
meant
off.
about the weight.
Oh, no, I'm just trying to say.
Was a
I
joke.
thought, I
Go
thought he
ahead,
was
go
saying
ahead.
that I physically, I didn't know if you were saying that the wagon.
He says that you were wielding a cart with
Okay.
groceries, and that's how it knocked
Okay.
the mirror off. Even a 120-pound lightweight can do that.
I showed him his car mirror, and I said to him very clearly there was black tape and looked like gumi, we call it, like rubber.
Did you take a picture of it?
Yes.
Can I see your picture of his mirror?
The cars that from that year were made with mirrors that were solid. There was like black tape glue. And I showed him.
I'm going to need you to come up and show me what you're saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right in this corner, please.
Okay. We went over to his car, and there was like, my husband's a witness, so he went back to see the car because he took these pictures. I didn't. I was too shaken up. There was like black tape here, and on.
Where's the black tape? Show it to me.
I can't show it to you. It was glue. Like
Okay, just show me the glue. That's what I'm asking.
it was here, black.
No, okay, do you see it, and should I be seeing it?
I don't know if you could see it, but you could ask my husband.
Do
'cause he
you
took it.
see it in the picture, yes or
No,
no?
not clearly.
Okay, do you see it
It's the same picture.
unclearly? Okay,
It's
go
the
ahead
same.
and go back and let me have your husband come over.
Sir, come on up, please.
Objection, Your Honor.
Hold on
He
one
wasn't
second,
there.
please.
He wasn't there. He shouldn't be here in the courtroom in the first place.
I'll be the judge of that. Did you go to the scene afterwards to take a
After
picture?
I told her that she was so distressed, I told her to come home and I would go.
So you took this picture?
I took this picture.
Okay, and this is your car, right?
That's my car.
Okay, so apparently he was there. All right.
This is like a glue type residue that was.
That's what? Is this the body of the car?
No, this is the body of the car. This is the mirror.
But why would there be glue holding the mirror on the body of the car?
I
Like
don't-
what would that?
Because this triangle goes into
Right.
here.
What would glue be doing on the door that would
Holding-
hold the triangle up there?
Was it?
Apparently, it was a mirror that was off from before.
Well, no, there's nothing about the picture that apparently
Okay.
tells me that. I guess, but I want to understand. So I want to understand what you're saying.
I don't know this conclusively. This is my impression of what it looks like when I took the pictures.
Gotcha. Go ahead and go back.
Thank you.
All right. Have you ever had to repair that mirror in the past?
No,
You want to be honest about this.
no, I am honest. You know,
Okay.
I would
Have
like
you
to
been the
present
original owner of?
Before-
Have you been the original owner of the car?
from the beginning.
Okay. So now, when she hits you,
He hit the car.
say it again.
She didn't hit me. He hit the mirror.
She didn't hit you?
No, you said that when she hit me, she didn't hit me. She hit the car.
You told me her car ran into your knees, and that you.
Oh, okay, fine. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Did she hit you or didn't she hit you with her car?
Ma'am, I thought that you're still concentrating on the mirror.
Okay, when she hits, I would think that the bigger event in your head would be that there was a hit and run. So she hits you with her car, and the two of you are arguing out there. Each of you's videoing the other one, right?
Yes.
All right. Let me look. This is you, right?
Yeah.
Who are you talking to there?
Probably a witness. I don't know. I can't really see.
What are you telling her? Or is it a he or she?
I have no idea.
Well, you were there. Who else am I going to ask?
I can't see. I have no idea.
Well, then move up so you can see, because this couldn't be clear. This is super, super clear. I don't know why you can't see.
Okay, so I guess this appears to
Hold
be
on.
my
Let me
car.
play a little more of it. I didn't play enough, maybe.
She's a witness that she hit me.
A woman in a black car. We missed the whole portion of the part, which was that I simply told him that I wanted to leave, had children to pick up from school, and he refused to allow me into my car over there on the street.
Okay.
I said to him, I must get home. I gently pushed him, maybe not so gently. I said, please
Wait,
move from
you
my
pushed
car.
him. Why'd you push him?
He was blocking my car door from getting into my car door, and I
He was
wasn't.
blocking your car door.
I
Okay.
said, you want to sue me? Whatever you want to do,
So
gladly
how did
do.
you push him?
I pushed him. Could I try on you?
Yes, that's
I went,
exactly.
please move from my car.
Okay.
Maybe I did a little bit harder. Move from my car.
Okay.
I want to get to my kids.
Okay.
Finally, I ran around to the other side. I said, let me get to the other side of my car and get inside. And then that way, he'll move because he was blocking my driver's side. Wait a minute. In between that, he slapped me heavily. He slapped me.
Slapped you
Slapped me.
in the
I
face.
have-
Show me how he slapped you. Do it to my baby. Oh, on your body, not in the face.
I'm sorry, sir.
Okay.
Really, I'm really
And this
sorry.
happens
But it was
after you
hard.
push him?
It was hard.
Is this right after you push him? Like a
This
reflex?
was right after I pushed him.
Yeah.
He went like this, really hard.
So, well, that was first you pushed him and then he reacted, and even
Well,
according to your own
I-
testimony.
I think that if you had children, you had to get home to when the man was making up a false report, and then he was saying that I hit him with
You
his
know what?
car.
I can tell you what I would do. I would wait.
So
I would wait.
I didn't have time. I had to get
Okay,
to
no.
this.
You know what? You do have time. You think you don't have time,
Okay.
but you do have time. You don't push a man, and
Maybe not.
then he slaps you. Those are all really bad examples for your
Right.
children. So really, the children are not like in danger of having a piano
Children
fall on their
aren't
head.
dead.
Stop. You don't have some emergency. You're not in life. So this is all about your attitude and his attitude with each other. Go ahead.
Got into my car and sat there. Figured, gentleman's going to move because I have to get out. Now, in all this time, the car has never moved from that parking spot on Avenue M. It has never physically moved. I got back out of my car, and that's when I proceeded to take my video of him showing. He starts screaming at me that I hurt him now.
Okay, hold on
Now
one
I
second.
heard him.
Let me see that
Oh my
video because I
gosh.
want to put that video on. Is that your car?
Yes, and that's
Okay,
him
that car is starting to come out. It's not parallel, so you did move the car. That's your
No.
car, the gray car, right?
Right.
That's not how you parked, I hope. So, yeah,
probably
you
did.
started to come out and the car did move, right? Sir, you see that, right, husband? Yeah,
I'm
okay.
taking pictures of him.
So you're taking pictures
I'm
of
taking
him.
videos of him because he's telling him I hurt him, and I'm saying you're perfectly fine. Where I didn't hurt you. Didn't touch you.
I'm not denying that. We're going to get
Oh,
into all
wait,
that in a
wait,
moment,
wait.
but I do.
Back
Your
up.
statement that you hadn't moved the car is not accurate. All right, so you want me to back up?
For 1 second at the tip of the end, the last, I don't know how many seconds it is. So he's standing perfectly fine. As he hears the sirens, if you watch the video carefully, all of a sudden he goes like this. as if
I know. That's why I wish you had not. I did see that, and I wish you had not stopped taping. Why did you stop at that very second?
I don't know.
Okay, I thought the same thing
So
to
that's
myself,
exactly
that was an odd
what I said.
action
Your Honor,
upon
because she
hearing
ran
the.
away.
Just a moment, sir. That's an odd action upon hearing the sirens.
He all of a sudden was like this. Now,
Okay.
You can see
Now-
my face is in pain.
Is it? At this point, according to you, she has hit you with her car, correct?
You can see right over here. The defendant.
I'm asking you, go ahead and have her go back to her spot.
Right back. Thank you.
When she hit you with her car, her car hit your knees. And what happened? Did you fall down on the ground?
No.
Okay.
The car behind. It was behind
You
me.
fell
in
into
front
the
of
car
her.
behind? Is there a person sitting in that car? Because
Yes.
she's talking to somebody.
Yes.
Where is that person to testify here today about what happened?
Nobody wanted. I asked people to be my witness. Nobody wanted to get involved. And I would, regarding to your question before, why my...
Did the police talk to her?
Sorry?
Did the police talk to that
No,
witness?
the police came to the hospital because she was run away. Nobody to talk to.
So
What happened to the police reports from that day? Why are there no police reports from that day?
The police weren't there before he was taken away. There was no police.
Okay.
Also-
So what I see here is, hold on, folks, please.
At about
You take
1
this
p.m.
video of the.
With the broken window. A
Right.
broken mirror.
Next to a supermarket across the street, and I'm coming back, and driver's side mirror was taken by a lady with a shopping cart. Okay, I'm disconnecting.
Okay, let's see this one through. So you now hear sirens, right? You hear the sirens that I hear, right?
She's unbelievable. She's a runaway.
So why do you leave when the sirens are going? Why would that be the moment you pick to leave? It's a rhetorical question. Put your hands down.
She's running away. Look at this. She hit and run.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Why aren't you suing for your broken knees or whatever it is you say she did to your knees that x-rays would show if in fact the car hit you?
She's being sued.
No, you're suing for the side mirror and you're suing for a new pair of glasses, which we're going to talk about in a second. You're not suing here for any personal injuries. Do
That's
you mean
correct.
in another courtroom she's being sued for that?
I'm having a lawyer who takes the case against her for injury, for loss of wages, and whatever comes up according to the law. And the suit today is for the insurance company that denied the damage she caused.
Okay. And new glasses. Tell me about the new glasses that you're suing for.
Once I fell backward on a car, and I didn't feel the fact that my vision get blurred because of the hit of the back of my head. And
So you're
After-
suing here today because you had to get new glasses because your vision got worse and it's her fault.
that's correct.
Can you prove that it's her fault by showing me any medical records that talk about a head injury you had and or your ophthalmologist or optometrist report that says that due to a head injury, you need new glasses of $129? Can you prove what you're saying?
I went to the Milan Optic. It's a big store that have a doctor, an eye doctor on
Do you have any
premises.
records from the doctor suggesting that a head injury is what caused your vision
That should-
prescription to change? Do you
I
have that?
requested.
Yes or no? Do you have it?
I don't have it because
Okay,
I was
well,
never
that's where you'd
granted.
need it because you would need it to prove the things you were saying.
I told
All
him,
right.
I proved him, I showed him the court case.
No,
And
listen.
I wasn't given.
Okay, then you don't have it. Then you can't prove that you need new glasses because of her. Okay, so now the cost of the side mirror, $276.96.
That was what was denied.
Have you gotten anything repaired with the mirror?
The mirror, yes, the mirror has been replaced and repaired. Because
Who replaced it?
the page number 1.
Did this same company replace it?
Yeah, there's a garage.
Okay, and how did you pay them?
Credit card.
Okay. All right, what did you want to add, ma'am?
It said, we are pleased to announce we are advising that the claim filed for the above referenced loss, we have completed our investigation, denied liability
And so
because
the
the
insurance
claimant.
company denied liability. All right.
Denied-
Now, of course, I'm not bound by what the insurance company
Of course not.
decides. Is there anything else that you wanted to say?
if someone walks over and says you hit me and I didn't hit them,
You know what I do?
What?
Stay.
Stay safely in my car until the authorities come, tail my side, and then I leave.
Right.
I don't think
I
the-
call you and you go pick up the kids.
Okay.
I'm not sure
Right.
the police ever came,
That's
though.
probably true.
Oh,
but-
please. I don't know. Those sirens were pretty loud. I don't want to hear from anybody anymore. I know what happened here. I'm going to tell you what happened in case there's any, misconception on anybody's part what happened. You had a shopping cart. You hit the mirror. You broke that mirror. You weren't hit by that car. If you were kissed by the car. You do not have knee injuries or you would have brought them to me. There's not going to be some big old lawsuit for the horrible damage you did because he's on video, perfectly fine, but angry. Because what this case is about is anger. that each of you were playing Quien es más macho.
May I answer, please?
No, you can't.
I just want to apologize to him.
No, let me tell you what's
No,
going to happen now.
him.
No, let me tell you what's going to happen now. Both of you are going to clam up, and I'm going to rule. I don't find that there's any evidence that she owes you for new glasses. I believe that, in fact, you did witness her hitting your mirror. I don't believe that what you've shown me shows a prior repair. There is adhesive that is there to begin with when the mirror is up there. I am going to order, just like you said, so sue me if I hit your mirror. That doesn't sound like somebody who doesn't think she hit the mirror. $276.76, verdict for the plaintiff.
So in this incident that obviously got way out of hand, the judge has determined that you got to pay for his mirror, $276. Anything more you want to say about what happened and what you would do?
No,
if this
I do feel
happened
sorry
again?
for him, but I really believe that it has to stop because he's pursued me and pursued me and pursued me. I just
And
wanted to
apparently he's still pursuing you.
stop. Well,
He's got a lawyer.
she just said we know that he has a lawyer because Geico told me, and they threw out the case.
No, but I mean, he's got a lawyer now. This could be going on for a while.
Well, so we will refer back to this where she said that he's
Okay.
making a mumble out of a jumble.
Sorry about that. Good luck to you.
Thank you
I hope
so
this
much.
happens again. You know,
Thank you.
You'll stay in the car.
Great day.
Don't go away. All right. Mr. Callis,
Yes, sir.
you tried to get a lot. You didn't bring enough documents. You should have brought the hospital documents with you. That would have helped, you know?
That's true.
Yeah. So anyway, what do you think? You were trying to get a lot more things from the judge, but you get $276.
It's not the point. The point is that at the beginning, I tried to resolve, and the judge agreed. I said, you got to pay for the mirror. And she came over and she knocked my phone out of my hand.
Yeah.
And they were lying on the right, on the left, and I was not permitted to correct them. And I requested 5 times, and I was denied.
Okay.
That's the bottom line, and I'm really disappointed. I believe that it was not a fair hearing.
All right, sir, you're entitled to your opinion. Did you get money to repair the mirror, though? And I hope you do that. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir.
So, Doug, here's the thing. He needs to show proof with an expert that there is some link between this injury and his vision. That requires expert testimony. Without expert testimony, you just can't win. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Vaughn. He says he works at a big box store, and the defendant was a customer and they became friendly. One day, the defendant asked him to borrow money because his son was in jail. He loaned him $1,000. The defendant told him he'd pay him back in a month, but they got into an argument. He told the guy he didn't support Trump. The defendant does, and now here they are. He's suing for $1,000 for an unpaid loan. This is the defendant, Daniel James Jr. He says he and the plaintiff are both vets, and they struck up a friendship, and the guy was going to hire a lawyer and pay him $6,000 to file some Social Security paperwork. He told him he would do the work for him, and if he got him a refund, the plaintiff agreed to give it to him as payment instead of paying some strange lawyer. The plaintiff paid him $1,000 of it. Then they got into an argument about the Army versus the Marines. Next thing he knows, he's being sued for $1,000. He's accused of owing a friend. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $5,000 for services provided and not paid for.
All parties, please use your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff works at a big box store and says the defendant, a customer, asked him for $1,000. But then he told the guy he didn't support Trump and he refused to pay him back. The defendant says the plaintiff gave him the cash and the argument was over Army versus Marines. It's the case of Team Trump or pay me.
Okay, so how did the two of you meet?
Well, Judge, I met him after retiring from the Army. After 32 years, I met him in Sam's Club, where I was the front-end manager at Sam's Club.
The two of you become friends. You
Yep.
had something in common, which is you both had military service.
Correct. What it was, he told me he was retired Marine, and as he know, I was a retired Army.
Hoorah.
Okay.
But after years to come
I'm sorry?
Hoorah.
Okay.
Marines.
Okay, I got it. Thank you both for your service. Go ahead. So go ahead.
After a while, I told him, hey, I'm going to stop working because, my injuries wouldn't help me to continue to work anymore in doing that. And
Injuries that
from my military career.
Okay.
So what he did was one day he asked me to let him. He told me he had a son, and his son was married to a white lady, and the white lady had a baby from him, and the baby died in his son's presence. So when the baby died in his son's presence, he got prison time for it. But
Oh, you mean he had the
son.
baby with him when the baby died? So it was.
Correct.
I'm sorry. So did he kill the baby?
Obviously, that's what he was telling me. That the lady
He did
turned
prison
states-
time
yes,
for it?
He's still
And
in
what
prison.
happened?
He's still in prison, from what I'm understanding.
Okay.
And the lady turned state evidence. The one that he had the baby from him turned state evidence and said that he killed the baby. She did not kill him.
Okay.
So he asked me to let him borrow. At first, I think he wanted $10,000 to help him out to get an appellate court, go through appellate court. It was his last chance.
Because this was his last. Because he had already been convicted.
Correct, and that was
Okay.
the last chance to go through appellate court.
Okay.
To trying to get his son out of jail.
Okay. So you loaned him $1,000.
Correct. I told him I didn't have the $10,000 he wanted. He said, well, any little thing will help. I said, well, I'll tell you what. I'll let you borrow the $1,000. He said, okay, I'll give it back to you in 30 days after I refinance my house.
Okay. So that happened when?
In July.
July of 2019. All right. And then you guys go along as friends. Everything's fine. Did 30 days come and go, and did he pay you?
30 days came and went. No judgment, Milian. He did not pay me. What
Okay.
happened was he did not pay me back, and then I called him up in September.
2 months later, and
Yes.
you tell him.
And I tell him, hey, I didn't mean to bother you, but what I wanted to know when you're going to pay me my money.
Did you text him or did you call him?
I text him.
Okay, so can I see that text? Do
Sure.
you have it in your phone? I prefer to see it in the phone. So in September, you text him, hey, bro, I was waiting not to ask you about the money I loaned you, but I just needed to know. Can you give me a call or let me know when I can get it? Have a wonderful day and we'll talk soon. And that was September 26th, and there's no answer from him.
No.
But
he
I
called
presume
me.
you guys, yeah, that's what it looks
Correct.
like, because his next thing is, good morning, sir. Just checking in to see how things are going with you today. So obviously he talked to you. He called you and said what?
He called me and told me the refinancing that he had, that it lowballed the refinance of how much his house is actually worth.
Okay.
So he did not get the money to do it, but he's going to pay me.
Okay. All right, so then what happens?
We still continue to have, the friendship between me and him, that we call each other back and forth. I think some of the texts you'll probably see on there that, he'll text me and I'll text him back and saying, how you doing? Good morning, It also even had a text in there sometimes when he even went up to really when he wanted to put himself in trouble. Say, for instance, he told me his wife had a rose bush that she wanted him to dig up, and she wouldn't dig it up. I think you go down further in there, and he wanted to kill her because he didn't get the rose bush done. He didn't do it because he was watching a football game, and she bothered him in doing that. So the things kept
Are
going.
you trying to get him in trouble with his wife right now?
What happened was I kept helping him out. Like, say, for instance, he had some events that the Wounded Warrior Project put on that he couldn't do it. What I didn't know was he couldn't.
I love that project.
You hear that, Jan? It's the second time.
Are you out of your mind?
Who? Who?
Did you just scream bull in my courtroom?
Nope.
Absolutely.
Wow,
Nope.
sure sounds like you did.
I didn't.
You do it again, and I will hurl you from the courtroom, service or
Hey,
no service.
hey,
So don't do it again.
Hey, look here.
Hey, look it. Wait
It
until
is-
it's your turn,
it
and
is
then
what
you
it
will
is.
have a chance to address what he is saying.
And-
you don't
and
yell
I
curse
said-
words
I
in my
said-
courtroom.
I didn't curse.
Oh.
I didn't curse. Just like the lady didn't say nigga
Hey,
on
did he
thing.
curse?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and not once, but repeated
Twice.
times.
Nope.
Yeah.
That I heard.
All right. Tell me what happens in December. You folks go on a trip.
In December, I went out and got a Mighty Oaks program. Mighty Oaks is an organization, like faith-based organization, like help members, people like myself, military members that has PTSD or TBI or anything in that area. They're trying to help them out.
So in December, you guys go on some field trip or a
Correct,
vacation?
in Mighty Oaks.
Okay,
And,
where did you go?
California.
All right, and he was there too?
Yes, I got him in the program that he could come out there and go with me to go to it. So when he got into the program and came out there to the Mighty Oaks program, he got into a thing with me because what it was is he said he loved Trump. I told him Trump was nobody to me of my hero. My heroes were John McCain, John Kerry, Colin Powell, and Norman Schwarzkopf. People that went in Vietnam era, served their time, and come back out and been citizens to make this world a better world than what it is. So he got really mad.
Okay.
And when I saw that he got belligerent, my best thing to do if I didn't want a confrontation, to step back. So what I did, I stepped back till the end of the program. At the end of the program, when the program stopped, I sent him a text message the day we was leaving California and told him to say, look, I just wanted to know when am I going to get my money, my $1,000 that you owe me.
The end of the trip was what day? December what?
I'm thinking it was December the 14th, I'm thinking, Judge Menial.
Okay. Good morning. I need the $1,000 I let you borrow a few months ago. I am short on some bills. I have to pay. Thanks. And things go from bad to worse between the two of you, and you end up having to sue him because he pays you, according to you, nothing.
Yes.
Correct. All right. Now, let me hear from you, sir.
Before they ever thought about PTSD, I was diagnosed with it in 1988.
Okay.
Unlike Mr. Vaughn, who, while we really in court, it's because of this.
What is that?
This is a toy soldier
Okay.
in a Jeep. These are probably more of a veteran than he is. Because how can you get PTSD from being a mechanic? He got up at the Mighty Oaks thing and gave his story. And he told us he spent 32 years as a mechanic. So I said to him, I said, dude, you're a fake G.I. Joe. That's what you is. You ain't no wounded warrior. How you a wounded? What you did, you changed the tire on the front line?
Don't look at him when you're talking.
But I'm saying, I asked him, what did you do? Change the tire? Change spark plugs on the front line? You ain't no wounded warrior. You're fake. But see, he ate his wife. Just like he told me he hadn't talked to his daughter in 10 years, okay? Told me his wife having an affair. Said she having an affair. So Mr. Vaughn goes around and takes free trips that any veteran organization will pay for because he don't want to be home, which is why we're here. Because
we're here because he says that you owe him $1,000 and you say he owes you $5,000. Explain that to me.
He owed me $5,000 because I did his Social Security.
What do you mean by that?
I did all the paperwork in his Social Security. To file Social Security, I filed it for him. He couldn't tell you what I put on it because I filed it as if I was him. So when his review come up, he gonna get his Social Security pulled. And then he ain't even got his cane because he run around the VA faking like he hurt, but he ain't bring his cane. So now the VA might find out that this fake soldier, fake wounded warrior, that ain't an issue from the VA. That's your personal thing that you showed up with.
Don't talk to him directly.
Anyway, okay.
Tell me why he owes you $5,000.
Because I went over to his house and I did every stitch of paperwork. I spent 7 hours over there. And the fee for doing Social Security is $6,000 in the state of Florida.
You mean if you hire a lawyer to do it?
Yes.
Yeah, but you're not a lawyer.
I got a master's degree.
That doesn't make you a lawyer.
I play one in Florida for all these guys that need help.
That's called a crime.
No, it's not.
No, it is.
No,
I
it's
guarantee
not.
to you it is because I am both a lawyer and a former prosecutor.
I know you're a former
and that's
prosecutor.
called unlawful practice of law.
Well, then
and
maybe I
it's
should
not
just go to
permitted.
FAMU Law
But
School.
did he say that again?
Maybe I should just go to FAMU Law School because I can get in.
Okay, well,
FAMU.
that's lovely, but you didn't. So
But-
let me ask, you're not a lawyer when you filed the paperwork.
But
I
agreed. We had an agreement.
That's what I want to ask.
We had an agreement
that he would pay you.
That he would pay me $6,000 if he got approved.
Can you prove that you had you had an agreement
Just like
with him?
he can't prove he gave me $1,000, I can't prove that he owed me $6,000 because we had an oral agreement that he was gonna pay me $6,000. And the reason I did it.
That sounds like such a high amount of money. Why wouldn't you put something like that in writing if you had that kind of agreement?
Because I thought I could trust this guy, but I couldn't.
So on December 14th, he writes to you, "Good morning, I need the $1,000 I let you borrow a few months ago. I am short in some bills I have to pay, thanks." And then you say, "When you let me borrow the money," oops. Oh, I guess he can prove it. "When you let me borrow the money," there's you confessing, "I told you 6 months I would give it back to you. And oops, I did not charge you a dime to do your SSD paperwork, which a lawyer would have charged $6,000. Please don't up the ante here of hostility. I need you to not laugh. "Therefore, you will get it back as scheduled, which is January." So in this text, you admit two things: that you borrowed $1,000 and that there was never an agreement to pay you $6,000.
I didn't borrow $1,000 from him.
Well, why did you say "when you let me borrow the money"?
Because he was bothering me when I was riding on a bus because my flight got canceled.
What does that have to do with saying "when you let me borrow the money"? Why wouldn't the thing you text? Why wouldn't the thing you text be? What are you talking about?
The thing of it is this clown, okay? He owed me $6,000. That's bottom line.
Man, I won't allow you to text me long messages. You are an army mechanic, fake as a war hero. You have never given me but $1,000. So how is it? Now there's two texts from you admitting he gave it.
Exactly, because what I told him.
Exactly. So why is that not you committing perjury 60 seconds ago?
When he give me my $5,000, which he owed me, okay, that's right, he owed me $5,000. But that's okay though.
Which you wait. This is even wait. Hold on. Giving me anything but $1,000, which you really should have told me no. Told you no. Why? So then you must have asked him for the money. He should have told you no.
Because I told him.
As I told you, I'd pay you in January. But why are you paying him if the $1,000 was payment for the $6,000 and he owes you now another $5,000? Why are you telling him that you're going to pay him back in January?
I just told you. I made it up. I wasn't doing for him. Sorry.
All right.
And he's going to lose his Social Security.
Okay.
He don't know what's on there.
Did you not see any evidence of this in the whole time that you guys are friends?
Outbursts like he did?
Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor.
And what was your feeling about that?
My feeling about it is as soon as I get my money back from him, then I go ahead and cut the relationship between him and I. Simply because
I find in favor of the plaintiff, and I'm ordering the defendant to pay the plaintiff the $1,000 that he owes him and said he would pay in January and didn't in multiple texts. And as for the counterclaim, I find that the defendant is lying about a prior agreement and that he just wants to figure out a way to not pay you your money.
That's why we're in people's court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Because that's what it is.
Okay.
Well, in this lawsuit between two former friends, the plaintiff prevails. He's going to get the $1,000 back.
That's good for him.
That you owe him, you know.
No, I don't owe him nothing. He owed me $5,000.
Your text said
He owed me $5,000. He know he owe me.
Okay.
But see, I don't do all that texting.
All
That's for sissies and cowards because they can hide behind the text.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay. You must sign some documents out that way. All right, Mr. Vaughn. Well, you said if you get your money back, you're going to end this relationship.
It's definitely ended.
That it?
It's ended. It's
It's
gone.
over.
It's gone.
Okay. You learned something the hard way.
I learned a lot the hard way. You can never trust someone like him. I thought if I'm in a foxhole, I would have been able to get help from a prior Marine that would be able to be there to help me, and he never did. Now there's nothing between me and him.
Okay. Go on,
you now.
right?
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you very much. Congratulations. All right. Harvey.
Okay, Doug. Well, look, it's not really a new world anymore, but boy, text messages change everything. What you write can bite you in the butt if you're not careful. So think about it if you're in the middle of a dispute, and be careful when you text.